In October 1985, Belize was honored to host the first royal visit from Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, Queen of Belize, Queen of England. Many fond memories were made as the Queen symbolically traveled to the north, south, east, and west of Belize. Upon arrival at the Belize International Airport, Queen Elizabeth II was welcomed by Belize's Governor-General, Dame Minita Gordon. The Governor-General then presented Her Royal Majesty, the Queen, to the Prime Minister, the Honorable Manuel Esquivel, and other local dignitaries. Belize City, the center of commerce and former capital of Belize, served as the first step of Her Royal Majesty's visit. 1/3 of the population lives in the city that was founded by pirates and seafarers turned timbermen some 300 years ago. The Queen was welcomed by His Lordship, the Mayor of Belize City, Mr. Frank Lizama.
We of Belize City claim with pride that we belong to one of Your Majesty's oldest cities in the Western Hemisphere. It was here on the bank of the Belize River that buccaneers laid the foundations of Belize City in 1638. That historic link with the Crown has never been broken during these 347 years. God bless the Queen of Belize.
The children of Belize welcomed Her Royal Majesty with a festive song.
Every nation, an example, let's share for all the world. So let's unite in freedom, strengthening the that we share with you. We are free too, as we meet you, with the flag waving red and white and blue. Queen Elizabeth, welcome to this land and Caribbean.
But the children of Belize were not to be outdone by the adults from the Beltec Steel Band. Before leaving for a night's rest at the old historical government house, Her Royal Majesty showed her respect and gave her thanks to the ex-servicemen of Belize. Their years of faithful service were rewarded. The second day of Her Majesty's visit to Belize began with a troop to Dangriga, the largest town in the southern part of Belize. Dangriga has a population of 7,000 and is the administrative capital of the Stand Creek district. The town dates back to the 17th century when it was settled by Europeans, but the majority of its inhabitants today are Black Caribs who found a permanent home in Belize in 1823 while fleeing from oppression in St. Vincent. Dangriga is the gateway to the fertile Stand Creek Valley, the nucleus of Belize's citrus industry.
As the Mayor of Dangriga, allow me, on behalf of my fellow citizens, to welcome you to Dangriga. On behalf of all the members of this community, I present you with the key to Dangriga.
After receiving the key to Dangriga from His Worship, the Mayor, Mr. Francis Castillo, Her Royal Majesty Queen Elizabeth II was treated to a celebration involving the Garifuna dance called the Jan Kunu. And no stay in Belize would be complete without a visit to Belmopan, the geographic center of the country. Belmopan, built with British aid after Hurricane Hattie, destroyed Belize City in 1961, officially became the country's capital in 1971. With a population of 4,500, Belmopan is being developed along the lines of a 20-year development plan. After having lunch at the newly completed Belmopan Convention Center, Her Royal Majesty walked up Independence Hill. Independence Hill contains the National Assembly, which is patterned off ancient Mayan motif, as well as the government ministries which surround a spacious esplanade. The Queen then proceeded to inspect a guard of honor mounted by the Belize police force. In the National Assembly, which consists of a House of Representatives, a Senate, and the Judiciary, the Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Manuel Esquivel, addressed the Queen on behalf of all Belize, a good portion of which listened outside.
It is a great honor and privilege for me, as Your Majesty's Prime Minister in Belize, to welcome you to the National Assembly in the name of its members and the people of Belize. Your presence in this honorable house intensifies our faith in the principles of constitutional democracy, which are the pillars of Your Majesty's government in Belize, and which guide the deliberations of this National Assembly. Our people affirm their loyalty and warm affection to Your Majesty's person and to your family, and their respect for the institutions they have inherited. These institutions acknowledge the supremacy of God, faith in human rights and fundamental freedoms, the position of the family in society, and the dignity of the person. May this house, furnished with Your Majesty's gifts, be always worthy of Your Majesty's favor, as we strive to create for our people a free, prosperous, and secure future with opportunity, equality, and justice available to all Your Majesty's subjects. As a responsible government, we have put into place policies designed to eliminate the social and economic evils of poverty and deprivation, which we recognize is not a natural state to which Belizeans have been assigned, but which can be corrected institutionally by a crusade of prosperity for all. Your Majesty, the people of Belize welcome you into our hearts and into our homes. Our land is your land. Our homes are your homes. Together, we are the historical ideals of the Belizean experience, which make this land of the free by the Carib Sea truly a tranquil haven of democracy.
On leaving Belmopan, the Queen was escorted to the old historical government house in Belize City. The old historical government house, built in 1814, served as the official residence of the past colonial governors. Since independence, 1981, it became the official residence of Belize's first Governor General, Dame Menita Gordon. It was a perfect setting for the official state reception, a truly royal affair that would long be remembered by the citizens of Belize. Following a state dinner, Her Royal Majesty Queen Elizabeth II addressed all Belize.
I greatly appreciate what you have both said this evening. And also, Prime Minister, your address in the National Assembly this afternoon. The welcome I have received in Belize since my arrival yesterday has been very heartwarming. Prince Philip is sorry he cannot be with me, but he and my sister and other members of my family have been lucky enough to get here before me. And I have already heard a great deal about this vigorous member of the Commonwealth on the continent of America. Belize is the only one of my 18 realms that I have not visited before, and I have been looking forward to this moment for a long time. My visit takes place a few months after Belize's first general election as an independent country. I would like to pay tribute to the maturity and good sense of Belize's political parties in what was, above all, a triumph for the values we all hold so dear. Belize has strongly reaffirmed her belief in the principles of social justice and in the system of parliamentary democracy. Respect for moral and spiritual values and the rule of law have made this country a notable example of how freedom can work in practice. A climate has been created where personal initiative and free choice have become a pattern of life for every Belizean. What you have achieved augurs well for the future development of the nation, but it must be carefully nurtured and strengthened, and then passed on to future generations. With political stability as the foundation, the prospects for economic development are encouraging. Enormous agricultural potential, policies which encourage foreign investment, privileged access to the American and European markets, and an expanding network of communications which is opening up new areas of the country. From what I have already seen from the air, as well as on the ground, I have no doubt that you have a prosperous future in front of you. I come to you on the eve of the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Nassau. The Commonwealth brings together 49 countries, nearly a quarter of the world's population, and transcends barriers of race and culture. Based on the English language, it is an excellent forum for exchanging information and views. And we can learn so much from others that is of benefit to ourselves. Next week in Nassau, the political leaders will be able to discuss subjects of common interest without the pressures that are found in other international organisations. Agreement is not always reached, but what makes the Commonwealth special is that if its members differ, they do so in a friendly spirit. It is special also because its smallest member has exactly the same status as its largest, and this makes for a genuine spirit of cooperation. I have been glad to find, on coming to Belize, a powerful manifestation of this in the presence of British forces working alongside the Belize Defence Force, which may be small in numbers, but is rapidly growing into a dedicated and efficient deterrent against external aggression. It is heartening to find that the British troops are so warmly regarded here, and I look forward to meeting them tomorrow. Nature has blessed Belize with wealth untold, from proud Rio Hondo to the Osas tomb. Your national treasures are rooted in history, and they must be protected. The marvel of your diverse ethnic groups living in peace and harmony must be preserved. Belize lives in a stormy region. This city has been devastated by 2 major hurricanes during the lifetime of many of you. In the region as a whole, there are political and social hurricanes which are equally devastating. Yet Belize remains a bastion of tranquility in a troubled world. Long may it continue to do so, and long may the prosperity and well-being of its people flourish. May God bless you all.
The long hours were worth it. After months of worry and preparation, the moment had finally arrived, a chance to meet the Queen, and something to tell the grandchildren about. The night was topped off with Bud Bank Wedding, a delightful dance embracing all of Belize's cultures. The theme of the performance is a typical country wedding reception in rural Belize. 2 people, having pledged their love before God, have now, in true Belizean style, invited friends from every ethnic background. The dance stems from a Creole song and a Creole community along the Belize River that had its establishment during the timber cutting days of the 18th and 19th centuries. The Creoles, of mixed African and European descent, comprise some 64,000 of the population. Friendly, chatty, helpful, and having a love for dance, song, and music, They pervade all the districts of Belize, especially along the roads and waterways. Dancing with them are the Mestizos, the Mayas, the Gariguanus, the East Indians. There are approximately 54,000 Mestizos living in Belize. Spanish-speaking, they descended from Spanish and Mayan peoples of the past, living mostly in our northern and western districts. It is here where one finds the Yucateco, Mopan, and Quechua Mayas, about 16,000 in all. Hardy, quiet farmers, they indulge in the culture and customs of their great forefathers. Represented in the dance as well are the 12,000 proud, ambitious, hard-working peasant farmers and fishing Caribs known as the Garigano people, whose forefathers crossed the seas from the Caribbean islands, settling in Belize in 1823. Also found all over Belize and closely tied with the other ethnic groups are the East Indians, over 3,000, whose forefathers from Asia migrated to Belize in the mid-18th century. All these Belizean groups melted their cultures, human resources, and ability to produce and develop Belize, along with smaller ethnic groups, into a society that is today stable, God-fearing, peaceful, and united into a small, peaceful, and developing nation. This pageant, called Bud Bank Wedding, attempts to portray culture, friendliness, and unity of Belize's people, and the respect and affection Belize's people hold for Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, Queen of Belize.
The wind was my coat. I remember one Saturday night. We tried to some Johnny, bang, 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 suki, bang, 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 suki.
On the final day of Her Majesty's visit, Queen Elizabeth II traveled to Orange Walk. The capital of Orange Walk district, Orange Walk town, is in the middle of the sugar-cane belt. The majority of its inhabitants are descendants of mestizos, refugees, who settled in the area in 1849. 100 years before that, it was a timber encampment. The festivities took place at the Queen Elizabeth Park, which was named in Her Majesty's honor.
So many have dreamed of this day, and I dare say that so many have lived for this day. You do us a great honor, ma'am, being present amongst us this historic morning. On behalf of my people here in Orange Walk Town, I extend the most warm and hearty welcome to you. We would like this occasion to be remembered in the annals of our town's history by today naming this park in commemoration of her visit as Queen Elizabeth Park.
And like the children throughout Belize, the youths of Orange Walk honored Her Royal Majesty with a dance. In honor of Her Majesty's servicemen, the Queen made a stop at British forces in Belize. The involvement of British forces in Belize dates back to the early 1600s. British ships brought tough, hardy men to form settlements of woodcutters. Despite the fact that Spain had officially recognized British occupation of the territory in 1670, Spain still continued to organize attacks against Belize well into the 1700s. These acts of aggression culminated in the Battle of St. George's Key on 10th September 1798. 150 years were to pass before British troops were deployed to this country on a regular rotation. On March 1st, 1948, 2 companies of the 1st Battalion, the Gloucestershire Regiment, were landed in Belize by HMS Devonshire, the reason being a threat by Guatemala to the security of Belize. In this period, 14 regiments of the line took responsibility for the defense of Belize. A highlight of this period was the hurricane relief work when the following hurricanes struck Belize: Janet in 1955, Abby in 1960, and Anna and Hattie in 1961. To date, most units of the British infantry have served in this command: English, Scottish, Irish, Welsh regiments, the Parachute Regiment, the Royal Marines, 3 battalions of Gurkha Rifles, countless troops of cavalry with their light tanks and numerous supporting arms. Although the visit of Her Majesty was primarily intended for the people of Belize, the addition of a tour of Airport Camp was a very welcome event in the eyes of all the troops in the country. Upon arrival at Airport Camp, the Queen was given a beautiful bouquet. Her Majesty then proceeded to inspect a guard of honor formed by the Royal Marines, the Royal Engineers, the Royal Air Force, and the Army. As her inspection progressed, children of British servicemen stationed in Belize also presented bouquets to Her Majesty. Overnight, Airport Camp looked like the Garden of Eden, and all of it was for Her Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II, Queen of Belize and Queen of England. After a luncheon in the officers' mess, Her Royal Majesty the Queen was driven to the Belize International Airport for her departure. The visit of Her Majesty, the fulfillment of a lifelong dream of the Belizean people, gave Belizeans the assurance that they really belong to that great family of nations called the Commonwealth. With the closing of the formalities and the exchange of fond farewells, Her Royal Majesty Queen Elizabeth II was back on the plane and on her way to the Bahamas, where Her Majesty would continue her 16-country tour. Her Royal Majesty may now be visiting another country, or perhaps she is back in England presiding over the court. But no matter where Her Royal Majesty Queen Elizabeth is, she will always be remembered in the hearts and prayers of the people of Belize.